You are live.
We're live.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Well, welcome. If there's anybody out there, we can't tell if you're out there, but if you're out there, then we are so grateful. You are right now with Rev Pat Bessie from Unity Center for Spiritual Growth and Rev Elizabeth Peterson. And we are here to celebrate Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is kind of a tradition with us now. And so for the last 5 years, I believe it has been, we have always set a goal for what we wanted to raise and for what the project was that we were going to be raising for. And every year we have met that goal. And I know that that is going to be the case this year as well. So I'm going to share right now that our goal for this year is $15,000.
Woohoo!
And woohoo is right. And we have 3 areas that we are raising the money for. One is that we are ready to put solar panels on our church roof so that we can now be a part of the global awareness for ecology. And we are very excited about that. So part of the money that we're raising is for the down payment on the solar. Part of the money we're raising also is for we got 3 people on, Elizabeth.
Woohoo!
Hey.
How can you see them? I can't see them.
Oh, 4 now. It's up in the corner. Up in your corner, does it show where it says live and how long?
No, it just says live. So anyway,
okay.
Go ahead. I quit interrupting.
All right. So it's going up. The numbers are going up, and that's very exciting.
Yes.
And so the second area that we're raising money for is for putting an overhang over the door of our church going into the office side, because that builds up with ice and rain gets on us. And so we're going to put a portico on that. And then the third portion that we're raising for is to fund for winter, which means we have additional expenses for plowing and for additional heat. So at this point, at this moment, our goal is $15,000, and we have already got committed $10,365. Woo-hoo! Yay! So I will be giving you an update. We're on here for however long we want to spend and enjoy and play, because this is what we're doing. This is fun.
Is fun.
And so I'm going to ask Elizabeth, share how long you've been coming to Unity Center for Spiritual Growth and what brought you here, and what would you like to tell us about it?
I'd like to say Reverend Pat for asking me to do this with you tonight, because this is, like you said, this is so much fun. We're playing, right?
Yes.
We're holding the intention of getting more than $15,000 to help with those 3 projects. So thank you, Reverend Pat, very much. I came to Unity Center for Spiritual Growth for the first time back in 1997, but I had known of Unity when I lived in Indianapolis. I was introduced to it by my mom. And at the time, that was in the early 90s, sorry. And I thought it was a cult by what she was telling me about it. But it was like in my awareness. And then I moved to Maine in 1990. So yeah, it was the latter part of the 80s. Moved to Maine in 1990. And a friend of mine that I was working with then introduced me to the Daily Word. And at that time, I was living in Hallowell. And then I moved to Windham and found out that the only Unity church in Maine was in Windham. So I went for a couple times in 97, went for a couple times in 98. Didn't go back until 1994. 2005. And oh my word, just like Reverend Pat, as you know, and you probably, this is part of your story too, maybe, but so many people, and I too am one of those people, that the second that I walked into that door, I could feel the love and I felt at home. There are
Mm.
still people that I remember from 2005. I remember the first few people that reached out to me when I first started coming, and it meant so much to me. Some of those people are still with us in physical form, some have moved on. Um, but it is, as you know, we are a family, and that love persists. And almost everybody that comes to this unity says the same thing, that the feeling of love is palpable. And I've been to several different unities over the course of, traveling. And the services have been good, the talk has been good, but never that sense of community, not that sense of love when I walk through the door. Um, so I love the unity principles. I live my life by the unity principles. I feel like I would be lost without the unity principles. So I am so grateful to have them. And I'm just so
Yes.
grateful that, sometimes, Reverend Pat, you remind me that when every Sunday, when you talk about the five principles, that sometimes I forget that I'm on this spiritual path and I forget the principles, but they're ingrained in who
Mhm.
I am.
Yes.
So I am so thankful to be here, so thankful to be a member of this community and to have fun for the next however little amount of time that we do this.
Yes. Well, listen, thank you so much. And I will piggyback a little bit on your story for my own story. And I walked through the doors of Unity in 1989. And at that time, Unity was on Columbia Road, and we were in a house. The minister the minister was Audrey McGinnis, and what a sweetheart she was. And she lived upstairs, and the downstairs was the church. And I had heard about Unity several years ahead of time, but never found my way there until one Saturday night. I knew I needed something. And I called my friend who had told me about Unity. And I said, "Would you be willing to meet me there tomorrow?" And she said, "I sure will." So I walked through those doors. And the most interesting thing is that there's only one Unity in the whole state of Maine, unfortunately, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And it was 3 miles from my house.
I love it.
How much better does it get than that? And so when I walked through the doors that day, I knew I had come home.
Yep.
I knew that this is what I had been looking for. I had been looking for a community
Yeah.
where I could have, I used to say I liked being around like minded people. And at that time, that was exactly what I was looking for. However, now what I'm really blessed and feel about Unity is we're around positive minded people.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean we all think the same way. We come at things from very different perspectives,
Hmm.
but we're positive in our ways of communicating with one another. And that love that you talked about, Elizabeth, is
Hmm.
so palpable.
Yeah.
And I felt it the very first day that I arrived there.
Yes.
And so over the course of all of these years, um, I was on the board at the time we bought the property that we're now at 54 River Road. I was on the board at that time, and we had been looking for a property because we had outgrown the house. There was no doubt about it. And
That's awesome.
oh yeah, it was, we had two services at that time, a 9 and an 11, and we had outgrown it.
Wow.
So, um, I was on the board. We found this piece of property out in Wyndham, and we went to look at it. And I can tell you, um, it did not appeal to me one iota. It was, it had been up to that point a bottle club where people could bring in their own liquor and dance, and it was so black from smoke. It was just and the board people were saying, "Oh my God, this could be so good," and I'm thinking, I can't see it. I can't see it. But luckily, there were people there that could see it.
That's awesome.
And so that we bought it and renovated it, and then I met my husband there, and we got married and went off to Kansas City to both become ministers. And you talk about the people that are still there when you first came.
Yep.
When I came back as a minister back in 2011, there were people there that were the very first people I ever met.
Yeah.
Nancy Basto,
Yeah.
Star Stevens, they were right there. And as you said, some have moved on to the other realm, but some are still around. And so Unity has been such an integral part of my life for all of these years. And I don't know, I could never even have imagined being a minister and being back at Unity. It's just been, it's a God job. That's all it is. It's a God job.
It definitely is. And I too have tried to, Jan Strout was one of the first people that I met. And I try to bring what those people brought to me whenever there is anybody new, because I try to, and I miss people, of course, but I try to, if I see somebody's face I don't know, then I try to engage with them just so that they feel like I did when I started.
Yes.
I've been to churches before, and so many people have told me that how much they appreciate somebody, welcoming them. Because I've been to churches before where, nobody even talked to me through the whole service.
Yes.
And so that's another, I mean, I know it happens at other churches too, but I think that for me, that's a unique thing that I see a lot of people do, that we greet new people, we take care of each other, we love one another. We manifest the most amazing things, like the $15,000 today, right?
Yes. and I can't tell you how long I have been wanting to get solar on the roof, and now things have lined up with just the right things in place. And sometimes, you just have to be patient. When you have a vision and that it's going to be it's going to help the greater good. Mm-hmm. You just have to stay with it sometimes, because it's taken this long for all the pieces to fall into place. And so I'm thrilled about that. And I'm thrilled the fact that we can be part of the solution and not part of the problem.
And this is something I have to say that I absolutely love. And this has been my experience since I first started going in 2005, is that, and you say the same things happens for you, but that little line that you just said, it was like you were speaking directly to me, that I needed to hear that today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So thank you very much for that. And I just wanted to say too about the manifesting, about the solar panels. I can't remember if it was in May or June, you mentioned about, this is how this community works as far as what I have seen in 18 years, as far as manifesting. You had mentioned that the parking lot needed to be redone. And we were hoping that it would be done by fall, and it was done poof like that. Yes. Way before we had the money, just like that.
Absolutely.
And that's how I've seen it. And sometimes it takes a little while, like your solar panels or the steeple, the light tower, that took a little while, but a lot of times it happens really, really, really fast.
The bathrooms.
I mean, we could go on and on and on.
I know.
Been done to the inside of the sanctuary, the things that have been done to the outside, the new garden things that people just did. Yeah, it's an amazing community.
It certainly is, and we are so blessed. We are so blessed.
We are.
And in that blessing, I'm gonna. I know that you have a special gift in the singing bowl and meditation. And I know that when you were doing the early morning meditations online, this was something that people absolutely loved, was
Yeah.
when you did that. So I'm going to ask you if you'd be willing to take us away in your singing bowl.
Absolutely. And are you okay if we just play, if I don't pay attention to the time and we just
No, oh,
stick with it?
just do it. Just do it. Actually, I'm going to pull myself offline because
Okay.
I want to check with what's going on
Oh,
with
please.
other things so I can come back and tell you more stuff.
Yes, and we
Okay?
could like how many people are watching us,
Yeah,
how many more thousands of dollars we've already got.
exactly. All of that. Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to
Okay.
go right off.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, hi, everybody. This does take me back to the days of when I would get up really early. Well, I still get up early, but I would be on the Unity page live with my crystal bowl. And we would start some days with giving thanks. And then I want to do something that we did back then, because I think it's a really good practice. If you would join with me and put your hands on your hearts and breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. And breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. And we just say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful community, for the building that houses us, for each and every person that is a member near and far, both from the past and the present, and whoever else will cross over these doors of Unity Center for Spiritual Growth. I invite you to just sit and relax and continue to do the deep breathing. And if you want to, if it calls to you, ask, what is mine to do for this moment? And see if you get anything. So remember, just keep breathing, whatever is comfortable for you. Close your eyes and just let the bowl take you wherever it needs to go. I invite you to just stay with that for just a moment, letting the love and the light and the energy of the bowl to sink into every pore, every cell, to the core and fiber of your DNA, feeling that feeling of being filled all the way up and overflowing out into the universe, and seeing that love spread out to everywhere that it is needed in this now moment. Take a nice deep breath with me. And again. And again.
Elizabeth, that was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, God. It comes right through me.
Yes. And I can just feel the energy and the vibration of that bowl just pulsating throughout my body.
Yeah, isn't it wonderful?
It surely is. It surely is.
And speaking of, can I tell a little story about this bowl?
Absolutely.
Because it has everything to do with unity. I have a whole set of them now, but this was my very first one. It's the heart chakra. And long-time person that's no longer with us, but who was at the time, who became a member the same day that I did, Hillary Hayes. She gifted me this bowl.
Wow. That was lovely. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was great.
Oh.
So thank you, Hillary. So whether we're here or not in physical form, it all just keeps intertwining.
And it's so interesting because I was putting together a memorial service that I'm going to be doing on Saturday. And I went to the document that I had for Hillary. And so I sat with her this afternoon and just thought about her and the love that she was. Oh my gosh. And so yeah, isn't that interesting that you would be bringing her up tonight?
Well, it is. And also because with this bowl, we did back in the day, it was like within a few months of when we both started, we did a healing intention group, and a lot of it was about sound and singing, and she was very, very, very much a part of that. So that's why she did get this bowl.
Wonderful.
I know, it's great.
There's so many stories, that we accumulate over the course of our time, and the people that impact us. And it's just, it never ends. It just keeps growing and growing and growing. And, I realized that we didn't mention that if people wanted to donate, to go to our...
Definitely.
Yes, go to our website, www.unitygreaterportland.org, and click on the donate button.
Yes, please.
And you will be able to enter that you want to make your donation for Giving Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And at this point, we are $4,500 from our goal. I know, it is so exciting.
I know that we're going to do it, and that's the thing.
We are going to do it. Absolutely, we are going to do it. And I was just also, I was thinking about Rev Leroy.
Of course.
And I can feel him just clapping in the background.
Yes.
Because putting Sola on was something that was near and dear to his heart.
That's so awesome.
We put it on our home back in 2018 or 2019. I can't remember which. But he was definitely very focused on the environment. And he has been guiding me through this process of getting the solar company and the loan and all of that. So I know he's just thrilled at what people are doing in order to make this a reality. So
Yeah.
so grateful,
And
so grateful.
Rev Leroy, I told you this story recently, but we'll share it with everybody. Because again, it just feels like that there's like this thread this evening between the past and the present and the ongoing future, because this will live on beyond you and me.
Absolutely.
But I remember when we were doing the core values and we were brainstorming and there were different teams, and I remember being so okay with the core values except for being soul centric. And I was like, what in the heck does that even mean anyway? But it was so important to Rev Leroy that
Yes.
that be a part of our values. And even though I was like, oh, okay, I am so grateful for that, because every Sunday when we say the core values, it's like, oh my God, his presence is just like right there, smiling, full of zeal for all of us.
Full of zeal, absolutely. And this is another funny thing, is I had a session yesterday with somebody, and we were affirming what our values were for our session together, and they used soul centric.
I love it.
I thought, oh my gosh. So that was just, it was again, a tap on the arm saying, yep, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah. And I also love, you shared this a Sunday ago about how, like when you and I were talking about doing this tonight, and then you had an idea of how it would go. And I really didn't get anything, but then that plan didn't work out. But then you and I had the same ideas at the same exact time.
Exactly. So it's worked out just exactly the way that it needs to be.
Yes.
And I got to put my glasses on so I can see what we've got here. Okay.
Yeah, what do we have?
We have 6 people online with us. And yes. And I don't have anything more to add to the total at this moment.
It will
But
happen.
What was that?
I said it will happen.
Of course it will. Of course it will. And so I think that we've probably done what we needed to do here tonight, Miss Elizabeth.
Excellent. So just 2 more quick little things, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
These are both things that we used to do with the morning meditation. So if everybody wants to join me with their hand on their heart, and like Reverend Pat and I can see each other, but you can be saying this to you. We're going to say 5 times. I love you. Join with me. I love you.
Love you.
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 And give yourself a big squeeze.
Oh, yes.
And then of course, we have to end in song, right?
Uh-huh.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Reverend Pat,
thank you
for being such a visionary for this church, for being very grounded, but at the same time very out there. At the same time, I appreciate both of those. I appreciate how you show up each Sunday and all you do for this community and all you do for me personally. And I appreciate you.
Thank you. And I can say the same to you, Elizabeth. Our paths we've walked the path together for a very long time. And it is one that I am so grateful for. And
me too.
I love your text messages when something happens and you just send me a quick text. Guess what? And I love it. I love hearing about that. So, I don't know if you can see. Can you see the chats?
No, I can't.
Okay. Well, I'm going to read a few of them to you.
Okay, that would be
Um,
great.
this one is from Jan Strout. She says, "We remember for each other when we
Yeah.
forget." Elizabeth.
Oh, yes,
And
yes,
that's what
yes.
when you were talking about that. And
She is like the queen of that for me, by the way.
yes, and Randy Sweeting, the two of you are presenting a wonderful envelope of inspiration, at least for
Ooh,
me. Don't you love it? An envelope of
wonderful. Oh,
inspiration.
I have to write that down.
That's a beautiful.
I love that. Thank you,
Statement.
Randy.
Yes. And Aaron Huggett, much love to you both, and much love right back to you, Aaron. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Ah, now there's somebody that has been blossoming.
Oh my gosh, I guess.
Ah, yeah, exactly.
She
Exactly.
spoke at the women's retreat. She
Yeah.
spoke up front.
Yes. Yes.
I love
And
when that happens.
I love it. I love it. Yep. And so, anyway, Elizabeth, thank you so much.
Thank
And
you. Thank
for all of you, I will be posting in up until the time I go to bed on Facebook where we're at. And
Yeah.
thank everybody for their support.
Thank you.
Love you
Love
guys.
you.
Bye.